due to certain circumstances and certain things, trust was completely out of the window on both parties. And however, we came to a realization throughout the dating process of, okay, we either in or not, and this is what it is. So we gonna try one more time. If it's not happening, then we go our separate ways.
Does trust start at 100 and decrease based on their actions, or trust start at 0 and increase based on their actions?
That's a good question.
100 and fluctuates.
Starts at 0.
Wow.
You gotta earn. Yeah.
Wow.
That's that New York for you.
Oh, okay.
When I understand trust and think about trust, I think about a belief that you will achieve whatever expected outcome you are going to have. And that belief is the trust that you have. If you tell me that you're going to, Bernie always uses this example, like if you're going to go to the store around the corner to go to the store, then I need to have trust that you're going to go to the corner go to the store around the corner. And so that trust really is the belief that whatever somebody says or whatever somebody pledges to do is they're going to do it. Right. So talk about, because you said, Anthony, you said you believe that people are going to go to this store around the corner, but if they do something wrong, then you kind of it fluctuates. I think you said.
Yes.
And Victoria, you're like, I don't believe you're going to the store around the corner. I gotta see. Let me see the groceries when you get back. Okay, you did go to the store around the corner.
Because then you come back and I say, oh, I see you went to another store too.
So talk about how does that trust dynamic work between the two of you all? Because as a newly married couple, that's something that you have to learn. I know y'all were engaged and dating for a period. How long were y'all together before y'all got married?
How long?
It was 3.
It's about 3 years. Yeah.
I've lost count and track.
Yeah, it's been a
So
while.
many things have happened since then.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So for the 3 years that y'all were not married, I'll say, I don't know, I don't want to distinguish between dating and engaged.
Yes.
There was trust that was developed to some degree or to some respect. Uh-oh, Anthony's laughing. So talk about how you all were dealt with the expectations of trust that from the completely diverse different places.
So luckily enough,
I want to hear Victoria go first because Victoria's sitting over there with her hands crossed with a smile on her face, chilling.
Because I'm laughing because I'm just thinking you said this is pre-marriage, right?
Yeah.
No, I was referencing the pre-marriage time that you all had built trust, but then now y'all got married.
Okay.
Then after marriage, like how did that trust work?
Yes.
100 and the other one.
Restroom?
Huh?
Can I?
Oh, it's up to the rest.
Really? That's
I'm sorry, I can't. My blood is-
okay. We're gonna pause for a bathroom date right now.
I forgot about the first wedding. I was like, did I know about 3 weddings? And I was sitting here thinking, I was like, oh, and when you said where you had it
I don't know how
at.
to answer this question. I'm sitting here thinking too. I know with the trust part before, but I feel like I trust him now. There's no issues now. It's not like I feel like he has to earn it now.
How'd you get there?
It was a lot. It was a lot based on what happened back in our past.
Somebody was in the street. Somebody took a break. Somebody went back into the street. But at the end of the day, I would say we both had. I mean,
Yes.
I had my
Bernie knows the stories, right?
Bernie didn't like
Bernie wasn't a part of our counseling for some odd reason.
I know. And the time I was supposed to come.
The only couple that you weren't a part of.
I know. And the time I was supposed to come, he forgot or something. Remember I was supposed to come one time, and I was like, I thought I was supposed to get in with Anthony and Victoria. He's like,
I did forget.
Terrible.
Yeah,
so
but I'm caught up on most of y'all's stuff, but
most of the
some of the stuff I
shenanigans.
might not.
But I want to
I
explore.
feel like that's a big part of our trust thing and all of that.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even know how.
But
Well, I mean,
We
I want to
built
ask Victoria because Anthony, you have been freely sharing, and thank you.
you're welcome. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay.
Oh yeah, we're not. Yeah, we're good. All this is going in.
Okay.
What?
I mean, most of it.
Right.
But yeah, the what were we saying? What were we
Trust.
saying?
I
Talk
forgot.
about trust.
She
I
goes
didn't really have an answer for
100.
you, but go ahead.
Trust starts at 100 for her.
Yes, I want
then
you all were
decreases.
y'all
No,
were
zero.
y'all were not married, and there was trust that was
for you,
developed.
0.
however high or low it was, or however he went from 0 to 100, or she went from 100 down to 0, and then you got married. So maybe we could start talking about how did you deal with the trust before you all got married? What was the trust level, Victoria? I'm gonna go with Victoria first. Yeah, before y'all got married, how did you deal with that?
Before marriage, it was definitely a struggle. Just in terms of how.
Oh my God!
You gotta say New York. What New York got to do with it? Just in terms of how we came together, and our dating history wasn't the traditional. Oh, we're gonna do courtship, and we went straight to straight to engagement and then married. No, that was not ours. And so, due to certain circumstances and certain things, trust was completely out of the window on both parties. And so,
Can I add list to this?
Did he say?
What did you say?
The streets is calling.
Oh, the streets is calling. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you finish, Victoria. Then Anthony.
Right, where was I?
I'm sorry.
There was a lot of
mistrust on both ends.
There was mistrust on both ends. However, we came to a realization throughout the dating process of, okay, we either in or not, and this is what it is. So we gonna try one more time. If it's not happening, then we go our separate ways.
Okay.
And it was from there on that, well, throughout that whole journey, we still had to kind of build the trust back on both parties. Again, as he stated, he's someone that just gives trust off bat, and then as things happen, he starts to pull back, and I'm more of like, okay, I need to see action. I need to see you earn that trust.
Okay.
And when the way I answer that question, that's what I think about, of you having to, I want to see the fruit. I want to see the things that you've done in order for me to know in my mind that, okay, I can trust you because I've seen and I saw you did X, Y, and Z.
So Anthony, because she was requiring you to earn that trust back, did you feel like, I don't want to put in that work to earn the trust back because I think I should be trusted because I should be at 100. I was at 100 and really I should be at maybe 70 or 65, and then I can go up. I'm not that far from 100, so I don't have to put in all that work. But really, you were down to 0, and you had to put in work just to get to 35.
I would say even through, I can't gauge what percentage I am, but I am aware of my actions. I am more meticulous and calculated, so I am aware of my actions, and I am aware when I don't communicate, and she lets me know I don't communicate. Okay, I didn't. She's right. She got it. So I do know what trust does when it will fluctuate. So I am cognizant of that. So okay. I'm like, okay, she has a point. I need to work better or do better. Okay, I'm not sitting so pretty on this throne right now. So, I do need to adjust before the throne gets taken away from me, So I am cognizant to a point.
Okay.
Even though I might fight it sometimes, I am very cognizant that it is a fluctuating, a moving target. Maybe if I went to, now where we are, can I say it? Now where we are, if
well, before we get to now,
okay.
because there was a journey to now, and
the roadmap.
The roadmap. This is why I wanted to bring newly married couples in, because newly married couples talk about, well, where we are now, or they like, we're working toward it, but it's the journey, it's the struggle.
Okay.
Because and I appreciate that you all's journey is not so traditional, you called it, but I think y'all's journey is more traditional than you think.
Oh really?
Oh yeah.
Well, when I say that, I think about in the lens of Christian.
I'm talking about Christian too.
Okay, yeah, that too.
Because aren't y'all Christians?
Yes. However,
Yeah. But
I think the straight and narrow path.
Right, but so you all were struggling with like trust issues from the giddy up, like from the time that you all were decided to get married. So after you all got married, did you?
No, I think it leveled out before we got married, because I wouldn't have been able to even enter that space had I not been able to trust him.
What was the leveling factor for you? For Victoria.
Yes, Victoria, I'm not going to be your mouthpiece, even though I am your husband, but continue.
I want to know. I was asking Victoria.
Yeah, so Victoria, let us know, and then I will jump in if I need to.
I can't respond differently than I did already. I think, again, it was just the actions and the things that I had to see in order to know for sure that I could trust this person.
So after the many, so you were together for 3 years before.
Mm-hmm.
So for the, I'll say years, I don't know how long it was, but for the years prior when that trust was not elevating, it was zero, and it would go up and then would go down, or go up and go down. Did the things that you were seeing at that point, did they rise? Did it keep rising? Or was it like, I'm gonna move toward marriage at this level of 51% because that's above 50, and I feel comfortable moving forward with that?
Hit it on the head. But please
yes,
answer,
but
baby.
yeah, I think that's correct. However, I wouldn't say 51%. I definitely need at least 80%.
Okay, I was trying to
Yeah,
do above.
wasn't gonna give the 100, but definitely at least the 80%.
Okay.
And
So-
it continued to grow.
So whatever he did, whatever actions you saw, you did see him. It did increase your belief that whatever he said he was going to do, he was going to do.
I can even jot down milestones. You start off baseline, non-negotiables. That's your baseline right
Okay.
there. No cheating, and so. Then you rise up from, you get up from communication, right? Communication opens the trust. I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna pick you up this time and be on time, or be where you said you're gonna. If you're gonna deviate from plans, hey, text message, just communicate it. Then you kind of get a few, 10, maybe 20% up, right? Then love language.
This is good. This is good. You are giving the cheat code for how to build trust. So the first one was what now?
Baseline. Your baseline
Your
was
baseline was
non-negotiable.
non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables. You're out the door at that
This
point.
is good. This is good.
You zero.
Y'all need to take notes if y'all watching this.
Non-negotiables. Then communication.
The communication.
If you communicate well, a woman will trust you, even if you ain't ish, but you're communicating. She will at least have some kind of trust. That's the truth. You're communicating, so she knows
Is that
what
the truth?
She
No,
knows.
I would agree.
She knows
Okay.
what to expect, so you're not gonna surprise her. So she knows what she's dealing with, where she is.
Yeah.
So it's not she's not gonna ever be shocked. Oh, I knew who's going. This is something I. So communicate, even if you're going left, let her know. Hey, we're going left now. Sorry
Yeah.
about that. Going right. Then after that, then you start feeding into her personal being, love language, trying to cater to her and what she wants and how she wants to be loved. Which
Okay.
is where the fluctuation. I apologize.
It's okay.
Which is where the fluctuation really will come into play. Of communication, yeah, that will fluctuate too.
Yeah, I'm about to say the other areas can fluctuate
It can
too.
fluctuate too, but this is where the communication of if some women have a baseline of communication, you can get married. Oh, that's all I need, communication. And that you can work towards that love language thing. As long as you do a little bit, yeah, that's but that's pretty much the percentages.
Victoria's like, that's not me.
Yeah. So it's the women with that, they differentiate, but at least the communication, you have a baseline. Non-negotiables.
Non-negotiables, communication, love languages, and that will get you to what?
Love language, she like at 95, maybe 98%, because nobody 100%.
So what did you work on to get you from 0 to whatever number you were at? You said 80% by the time y'all got married.
So I started off, I had the same non-negotiables of her. I had actually more non-negotiables than her, right? Because the cheating thing is non-negotiable for us. That's how we
Both of
started
us,
off.
yeah.
We started off having conversations. Spiritual thing, for me, wasn't non-negotiable. For her, later, how we met, but later on, it became as non-negotiable for her.
Okay.
And I worked my way, not because of her, but worked my way, this is where we usually but she had a very big part to play, I would say, because she did put me in communication with the right people to get me there. So she was God sent, I would say that.
Okay.
Our non-negotiables were met at that point. Then it became more interactions, our friendship. Then it starts gauging, oh, you said you're going here. Or she communicating, always want to stay on the phone. Us communicating. So when you communicate, you can start checking off, do they lie? Are they forthcoming? How do they communicate? And you start kind of getting a personality. And you guys start trying to figure out how would this be a water and oil, or how smooth, and adjust your communications to make sure that this works. Then in the mix while you're dating too, you might be dating other people too. That's when you start figuring out the love language if you care enough.
Okay, if you care enough, that's important.
That's very
if you
important.
care enough.
If you care enough, but if you get to that point where for her, we're like water and yin and yang. So we don't fit perfectly, but we adjust.
Okay.
Enough to.
And I think that's typical for every
most people, most
marriage.
couples actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what was, and I'm gonna throw this to you, Victoria. What was the thing that made you feel like, okay, I'm starting to trust him. His numbers are starting to rise. Because it sounds like you had to shift from your perspective, your understanding of I can do the bare minimum, and then she should accept that.
Yes.
Because you start at 100, and you're like, okay, if I don't do this, if I don't do that, then I'm not too far down from 100. I just got to do it again, and then I'm back up at 100 again.
Yes.
But she's like, you get nothing. So how did you like, what was that journey like for you?
My answer would be that he was doing the things, right? Maybe all the things that he even just noted, right? Like communication, making sure that he's communicating, not having me blindsided by certain things. Also the part about you also making sure that he's adhering to the love language part of, okay, this is the way that I want to be loved. Not so much you giving yourself and your love language, but really adhering to what it is mine was and loving me the way that I wanted to be loved. Also increased that level, those numbers as well. Yeah.
I got the cheat code. Cheat code.
Not all of it. See, you can't give him 100% all the time.
And so now, where is the interpretation of trust now that you all are 2 years into it?
I'll let you answer this.
It's just there.
It's just there?
It's just there.
I got it more in depth.
I feel like for me, it's just there. And I'm not going to say that marriage mysteriously changes that, because it absolutely does not. You signing a paper does not mean this person is just going to change. The same person you was dating, and,
exactly.
Of course change occurs. And I watched, my partner go through that process and change truly, because even as we're married, he's not the old person that people know him as Tony to be. However,
rebuke in the name of Jesus.
As we're married now, 2+ years in, that trust is just there. There's no question about it. For these past couple of years, we've gone through things together. I think that's another thing that strengthened that trust, the trials and tribulations that we've been through. Having a child is also another hat that had to be thrown into the equation.
Scattered our lives, man.
Yeah, which forced us, had no choice but to kind of trust each other, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think for couples, and I'm not saying that this is you all, I think for couples who are struggling, and we don't have any children, so let me just put that out there. Mm-hmm. But for couples who are struggling, and to figure out how to make their marriage work, and they both want to make it work, having a child is a disruptor.
Mm-hmm.
But it also it centers a priority.
It does.
It centers a priority on, okay, it's us and this baby.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
And we got to work together to make this thing, this human, like, productive person of society in the future.
Yep.
And we can't be doing what we've been doing and be all stuck in our feelings about what it is I'm getting or not getting. We got to, like, okay, it's going to be us. And then how those things kind of dwindle down. I've seen other couples that have walked the path that you all are walking, maybe a year or two ahead of you all, that have have some come to Jesus moments with themselves and a therapist, or me and Bernie, to really, like, understand, like, okay, let's stop all the nonsense and let's just drill down to us.
I also think other couples that we saw, I feel like they saw how it was affecting the children.
Yeah.
And they really didn't like that. And so I think that's a lot what made them change too.
Yeah.
I can see that. That's good.
Hit the nail on the head.
If you want to see another clip, click right here. If you want to see the full episode, click right here.